All right, Edward Pevos for MLive with Nagsheen. We're running backs now, Fantasy Football Week 9. By the way, we're at Deadwood Bar Grill in Northville.
Come and try their cookies.
I'm eating cookies like you wouldn't believe. They're very good. Free on Sundays all day, one per customer, and for lunch on Monday. So running backs. Let me start because there's five interesting situations this week, and I want to get into those a little bit. Starting with the Tampa Bay situation. Everybody's injured. Rodgers had been the hot hand, and he will not play this week, most likely. Keep an eye on that, but most likely he will not play. So, Anton Smith, I don't know his first name, but I think it's Anton. It's spelled weird. I don't know.
I'm just gonna let you mess up the names.
I mess up names every week.
Every week.
He got the majority of the carries last week when Rodgers went out. He's going to split carries with Barber this week, but so the play would be probably to pick up Smith. Barber might get the goal line though, so you might be fine with either one if you're desperate. But Smith looks like the guy that's going to get the majority of the split time. Kansas City has an interesting situation too. Jamal Charles now out for the year. Spencer Ware is battling a concussion, so really all they have is West. So go West, my friends. He's the guy to start this week. In Philly, it was the Darren Sproles show last week. What happened to Ryan Matthews? I don't know. He got one goal line carry and got a touchdown.
Matt Forte. Where's Matt Forte?
He got a touchdown though, but they still say that he's the starter. But how do you start him? I just don't know. You may have to start Sproles if you have him over Matthews this week. But again, that's another one to maybe avoid until you see how it's going to play out. But I would feel comfortable starting Sproles and not Matthews this week, even though Matthews did get a goal line carry. There you got anything. Green Bay. Green Bay is a messed up situation. Now, they picked up Niall Davis. I told you last week, or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was.
And then they dropped Niall
Don't
Davis.
start him. Then they cut him. Somebody else picked him up.
The Jets.
Then
they dropped him 5 minutes later.
And now who's it with? I don't even remember, but
He's home.
he's not starting anywhere. But Green Bay situations where James Stark should be back soon. I would pick him up if he's available on your wire or free agent list. Probably won't be back this week. So who do you start? Montgomery is banged up. Keep an eye on his status. He's the guy to start if he plays. If not, I just don't know what you do. Ripowski might be the guy to start. I don't know. I just think you avoid the Green Bay situation altogether unless Montgomery is starting and playing. One more, New Orleans. What happened to Mark Ingram last week? The guy fumbled the ball. He got you negative 1.5 points last week, and that's it. Tim Hightower came in, dominated the carries, did okay. So what's going to happen this week? Don't know. You don't know.
It's a mystery.
A lot of people are picking up Hightower. Again, if you're desperate, you could probably start Hightower. At worst, he'll probably get a split of carries this week because he earned it. I wouldn't bench Ingram if you have him. He'll probably again get 12 to 15 carries this week unless he fumbles again. So that's an interesting situation too. So there's 5 running back situations.
It's a lot of running backs.
They're a little weird right now.
I thought we were doing 3.
No, I wanted to explain those situations because there's a lot going on. I have some to start though again this week. I'm so excited.
What?
Jay Ajayi
I'm
is
starting
back.
him too.
And remember, I mentioned him a month ago.
These weren't your starters that we were just going through for 10 minutes?
No, I was going over the weird situations.
Oh,
Let me just go through a couple starters because I'm so excited that Jay Ajayi is back. I picked him up a month ago, stashed him, and he's had 2 back-to-back. Well, 2 back-to-back. That is back-to-back. He has had back-to-back 200-yard games.
Just keep riding that wave.
Keep riding his wave. That's a good term.
Yep.
I'll let you now take over.
All right, so
I'm going to have a cookie while you...
I'm going to pick Terrence West against Pittsburgh. He loves these cookies. Against Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh is horrible against the run.
West had a bad game too last not week. I think they were in a 5. But
he's going to do good. Like
he
you
should
said,
rebound. I have him as a rebound.
Yeah.
So.
Jay Ajayi, of course, you're going to keep riding that wave as long as you can because he is a monster. He really is.
Yeah.
He's kind of looking like Todd Gurley last year. But I don't know
I'm
what
still
happened
waiting
to
for Todd Gurley to come back. Yeah.
And then we are going to do C-Mike against Buffalo because you got heavy favorites in that matchup. So my sleeper is actually Charkandrick West. So he's my sleeper. If Spencer Ware is out, I would definitely play him.
And it looks like he is, so.
Yeah, and then I would sit Mike Gillisley against Seattle because that's definitely not a good matchup for him. So those are my running back options.
Yeah, anybody at Seattle's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
That's the hardest place to play in the NFL.
It really is.
A couple more good matchups for you. Freeman for Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Ezekiel Elliott, of course, you're not going to bench him anyway, but everybody against Cleveland. I said Isaiah Crowell last week. You're like, nah, had another good game. I look for Crowell to have another good game this week against Dallas. I look for Todd Gurley to have his best game of the year this week. Finally going to do it.
Come on, Todd Gurley, let's do it.
He's against Carolina. You have to start him. I think this week might be his week. We'll see. Matt Forte's got a pretty decent matchup at Miami. And like you said, West, I like West. Now, I would avoid all the New York Giant running backs, even though Jennings, I think, scored a touchdown last week. I don't know. They're just so bad. Jacksonville's running back situation is a mess. And
I think Jacksonville period is a mess right now because Blake Bortles is making all his wide receivers look terrible.
Their whole offense is a mess.
Just like Osweiler's making DeAndre Hopkins look like
He's
a
regressed.
bum. He makes all his wide receivers look terrible. And I'm like, come on.
And finally, the Minnesota running back situation. McKinnon is looking like he'll be back this week. They're against the Lions. I mean, it might be a decent start, but Asiata usually gets the goal line. I don't know. Just be careful with that one as well. So that's our running backs. We're going to do wide receivers next. I'm Ed Pevos for MLive along with Nagsheen.